Alright, so I'm going to show you the very minimum of what you need to do to get the points for the environment assignment. And as you can see with what I'm going to show, it doesn't take a long time, it doesn't take a lot of work, but this will get you the points that you're needing for the environment assignment. Okay, so first off, we just want to make sure we're on this poly modeling tab, and we have this plane, so we can just click that and it'll drop the plane in here. If for some reason, if you're not seeing that tab, you can also just make sure you're in modeling and go up to make sure that's set to modeling, and you can go to create polygon primitives, not NURBS primitives, but polygon primitives, and just overwrite down to that plane, and that'll do the same thing. It'll drop that in there. From here, I'm just going to use my scale tool. Just going to pull that up a little bit. Over here, all the way to the right, you see all these little tabs over here. Just if you don't see them, just make sure you're in the Maya Classic, or if for some reason if that's messed up, just check one of the other ones out. But that should work for you. Just make sure you come all the way over here to the tabs, and just make sure you click on the one that says Attribute Editor. Okay, just kind of close that down by double clicking on it, but if you just click on that, it'll just make sure you're there and not in one of these other ones. You just want to click on Attribute Editor. Okay, so once you're in here, you just want to go into Polyplane 1, and we just want to set these subdivisions kind of higher, so something like 200, 200, so pretty easy. From here, what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go to this little sculpting tab, and all we're going to use is this one right here. So I'm just going to make sure I click on the plane. I'm going to click right here on this tool. If you come all the way, so I clicked on this tool, but now if you come all the way over here, this is the tool menu. So if we open that up, that will give me like the size of my brush. So if I make that bigger, you'll see that the brush size gets bigger and so forth. So I'm going to keep that at about maybe a 0.5, and I'm just going to keep the strength low at like maybe a 0.1. Maybe I'll up that to 1. And now I'm just going to kind of come through here, and I'm just going to kind of brush things up. And I can see my grid. I don't want to see that, so I'm just going to turn that off by clicking that right there. And you can see that I'm starting to kind of paint things up. I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger, maybe 5. And I'm just going to kind of paint like that. Maybe we'll make our strength a little higher, 0.3. And you can almost kind of start to like paint little hills and things like that. I think you can kind of see what's happening there. And so you just kind of keep clicking and painting. And I'm just doing this with the mouse. I'm not even using the brush. It's just kind of giving me some uneven ground and things like that. So this isn't quite ZBrush or anything like that, but it gives me some uneven ground within Maya. So nice little tool for Maya. Okay, once we have something like that, so I've just got some basic uneven ground, I'm just going to come back over here and click my primary tool, and I just want to drop some basic simple paint effects. So making sure that we're in modeling, I'm just going to go to generate, and we're going to come down to Paint Effects tool. Let me close that for a second. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to just make sure that this is selected, so it should be green. Go to generate, and we just want to make sure that we click make paintable so that we can paint on it. So again, just generate, come down here, and then click on this make paintable, and then generate and get brush. From here, you'll see all these paint effects. We can just come down to like tree mesh, and we can just grab a couple trees. I don't like that one, so I'm going to do this oak heavy. Try that again. And you can see I now have like a tree in here. And I can paint a tree there. I can paint a tree here. I can paint a tree there. And the nice thing about this is each new painted tree gets a different seed. So all the trees look a little different. And yeah, you can go through here, and if you wanted to add grass, you don't have to do this for the assignment, but I mean, if you wanted to come in here and paint a little bit of grass, I mean, you could paint some grass if you wanted to. You could do something like this. Now, as I already sent out in the previous video, I show how to convert this into geometry so that you can render this with proper lighting with Arnold and things like that. Since there is a bit of a time crunch, I wouldn't really worry at all about all that. I would just do something like I've just done, and then all we have to do right now is just do a render. So if you come up here to this little clapper with the little gear and click on that, you're going to see this menu pop up, and we just want to change that to Maya software and close. Or actually, let's open that back up. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. So I'm just scrolling down a little bit, and I'm just going to set this to, I'm going to use this little preset and do HD 720. I mean, you could go ahead and just type these numbers and not use the preset. You could do 1280 by 720. But essentially that's all you need to do, and then you just click this little clapper with nothing on it, just the blank clapper, and it'll make a picture of all that. And once that's done, all you need to do is save that out and email that to me, and that will be the points for the environment, and that will give you exactly what you need. And so there you go. As you can see, I mean, it looks kind of flat because we don't have like physical lighting and things like that. The other video that I sent out does show how to convert things and set up proper lighting, but for right now I would say just do something simple like this, and this will give you the exactly what you need for the environment. So from right here, just go to File up here, Save Image, set it to JPEG, just make it something simple. I'm going to just save it down to my desktop by just clicking there, and just put your name _ environment and save. And now that's saved out, and as you can see, this is what I saved out on my desktop. And so yeah, just send this to me in an email, and that'll be the points for the environment.